Welcome back to another video. Today we're working on a pomegranate. It's a tiny little tree. See the size? It's quite small. I picked it up because of the root base on it, but we'll have a look at that later on in the video. This tree's obviously been imported, or it's one of those trees that are mass produced as a bonsai. It's got that typical S shape, quite well done, but it's the same old story. There's no taper whatsoever, so the thickness down here is near on what's up here. All they've done is just grown one trunk and then just snipped it up here, which is fine if you want to continue this S shape, but I think it's too uniformed on this part. It's very much similar to this, so there's no change in flow, and also it's all a bit loopy loop. Is that a word? It's loopy loop at the top. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring it down. We're going to bring it down to something like that and have a proper shohin tree. I think this tree can be a shohin within 3 years, I think, and look very nice. It's got beautiful autumn colours, bright yellow. As I say, it's a beautiful little tree when it's in full leaf, very vibrant plant. But I think we need to push it forward, and you know me and sticks, I love a stick, so we're going to turn it into another stick. We're also going to repot it. We're going to put it into a training pot. Well, it's not actually a pot, it's a tray. The training pots I had didn't suit or didn't work because of this nabari growing down here. As I say, I'll expose all this in the video and you can see what I'm talking about. But the root effectively can actually be exposed to about this distance, and I'm yet to find out what's under this side, but certainly this underside, there's a lovely root that comes down here. So the training pots I had, it was difficult to work it in, and this root is very thick. It's hit the edge of the container and gone straight down. So the root, I don't think I'm going to be able to manipulate too much, but what's on the end of it, I'm hoping to, which will obviously come out further. I don't want it going straight down. I'm assuming it's like a right angle, going like that, and then down the actual edge of the pot inside. So the training pot I've got is actually it's a tray. It's a water tray that I use to stand trees in when the weather's dry. Not that I've needed it this year, but it's a cheap, good way of training a tree into the future. You don't need to buy training pots. I mean, they're brilliant, don't get me wrong, training pots are great, but I always find they're expensive for what they are. Whereas you can go into a garden centre, pick up a plastic tray for pence, and I mean pence. I've actually got the price label still on this one that we're going to prep to get this little tree into. So yeah, that's the aim of the game in this video. So yeah, let's crack on and do this. Okay, right, I've got everything I might need, possibly need. I'm going to do the tray first, get this prepped before I take the plant out of that pot. It's always a good idea to get everything prepped, especially if you're doing repotting when the weather's a little bit drier. You don't want the tree sat around whilst you go off and fanny around with something else. So yeah, try and get everything as best you can prepped. Training pot is 75p. It's not, it's a tray. It's 75p. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. You don't even have to buy one. I use chocolate containers, old biscuit containers, yeah, whatever's lying around, yeah, recycle, use. I'm not going to put it in a show, obviously, but it will do the job. It's a good size. It's going to give me a good root flare. So it's an absolute steal. The only thing you've got to consider with anything that isn't a pot, see if the bottom's concaved, because that will determine where you put your drainage holes. I'm getting water everywhere. I just washed this. So because this is slightly concaved, I wouldn't put a drainage hole right in the middle, because what will happen, the water will run to the edges and just sit there. It won't drain through here. This is a higher point. So if it's rigid, put them on the outside, the drainage holes. You don't have to make massive ones, just lots of them. You can still put 2 here, but it will just get rid of all the water that's sat around this rim, because it will cause issues with the roots and things. This is quite flexible, so I don't think I need to worry. Although when I sat it down, it's a little bit raised, but I think once the soil's in there, it will just push it down naturally. But I'm still not going to go in the middle. I'm going to go 2 either side. So just get a bit of wood. This is where I drill right through the kitchen worktop now. I love these drill bits. They're monsters. Go, right, just stick it in there. Just clean it up. Again, you don't want a ridge around your hole, because again that will just collect water. Right, there we go. 2 holes. We need some little holes. We need some little holes. Little holes. Right. So you can put in as many as you want of these. More the merrier, as they say. I'm just putting in, probably just put in, I might put 2 on the outside here, there, actually. Just so it gives you more options tying the tree in. It's more distance, because obviously this is round, so it doesn't matter where the tree sits. Right, okay, job done. That's all prepped. Recycled wire, which we love. Just make some usual coils. Wire cutters. Where are in front of me? Can't see for looking. Right. I sometimes do this backwards, and I learnt it off of I think Corin Greenwood. He said it one day, and I thought, yeah, that makes sense. So if you ever see me doing this, and then you think, oh, he's got it upside down, i.e. not going down but coming up, it's because if you go down, you end up with these little sharp bits. Even if you fold it back, you get the sharp bit of the wire that you've cut. And if you put your tree on a relatively nice surface, so if you're showing it, or you put it on a table or whatever, this can scratch. So what I tend to do, you get some proper scissors, here we go. So what I tend to do is go upside down Also, if the pot hasn't got any feet, so the pot's closer to the ground, there's less gap, that can make a difference. So I go up from underneath, like so, and then, because all that's nice and smooth, I ain't going to mark it, I ain't going to scratch it. I can still mark it because it's metal or aluminium, but you haven't got the sharp bits on it. It's a good tip. A good tip. I say I've scratched a few tables in the past just by sliding pots around, and yeah. Recycled wire. I love recycled wire. Got bags of it. Bags of it. Right. Do another square. Fine. Go up from underneath. So you can see this. I'm not really looking at the camp, which direction you're looking in. Right, that's that done. Right, pot is prepped. Saying that, what I might do, it's a bit rigid. Get rid of these. Just grab some more wire. In a bit. Hallelujah. I'll just put this in, just so it's all ready. Right, put it on the inside of the hole, up against the pot, because you'll be pulling against the mesh when you tighten it, and it'll put the mesh out of position. Right, there we go. Right, one really expensive tray, 75p, bargain. Right, all cleaned up. We're going to start working on the tree now, before we take it out of the pot, because I've got some severe cutting to do, so I don't want to put too much stress on it when it's in its new pot. So it's best to do it now. So let's do this. Right, first off, I'm just going to take these extensions out, not be too fussy at the minute. I just want to give myself a bit of room when I'm playing around with it. I don't want to break it, not yet. I'm going to break it now though. Right, so yeah, we talked about bringing it down as a shohin. Couple of buds there, just do that. So I think what we're going to do is just go in, they're fairly soft. I want to go at an angle so it follows the trunk. So when you're looking at the front, I just cut it straight. You may see it from the front view. You can see that. So we're just going to go at kind of like that angle. So the cut is behind, it's on the back of the tree. That makes sense. So we're just going to go in like that at a slight angle. Just take a bit off. I say a bit. There we go. That's all we need to do. I actually picked up the concave ones, but it's naturally gone in anyway. So I just need to tidy that up. Nice clean cuts, he says. That's good. Get some of this on it, get some jollop on it. Jollop it up. Work it in. This stuff's great. I used the putty for years. Yeah, and you get two different colours, so it hides the cut that you've done. But this stuff, it kind of blends in, it almost goes transparent after a while. Does an amazing job. Yeah, and also I did find that the putty, if water gets in behind, which you can do, you get a bit of frost or whatever, it just lifts off. It's messy stuff. It's horrible to get off in the future. Right, there we go. That's what we chopped off. Right, get rid of that. Okay. Right, I'll have a quick tidy up. Right, he's out of the pot. He's looking alright. The soil's a bit rubbish. Well, I say rubbish for our weather. This has obviously been imported from, I'd say it's been imported from Spain or Italy or something like that, where they have a lot warmer climate, so they tend to grow these trees in more of a soil, more an organic substrate. But we don't need this. It won't do us any favours in the future. So we just loosen it up. Pretty good actually. Pretty good. Get your chopstick. Get in here. You see, just work between these roots. Just open it up a little bit. There's a bit there that just needs fluffing. Fluff it. Poke it in and jiggle it. Don't just go in and rip it. Just slowly fluff it. Loosen it up. Once I get the heavier parts of the soil off, I'll get the hose pipe on it and just wash them. These roots are quite fine on the end, so if I put the hose pipe on it now, because of the heaviness still surrounding the root tips, it will just rip them. It will just fall off. I'm trying to keep as many as I can for the minute. You know, we can change things once we get a good idea what's going on in here. Yeah, he's a good one there. I want to keep that one. He's a good one. So he's in between. Can you see this? You can. In between these two. There's one coming out here. That's a lovely one, that one. We'll keep that one. Right, I want to separate these two. This is the challenge. This is what I've been staring at for the last 3 or 4 months. This little bad boy here. You've got this lovely root coming down. See, there's the right angle. I had a feeling it was going to do that. That's not. That's pretty good though, because I've got 2 either side. No, I haven't. What is that? Don't know. We've got 1 coming off there. That's not bad. So it's coming down, and we've got 1 little one here. At least it's going the right way. It's kind of coming towards. But what I can do, I'll put some root hormone around this part. I'm not going to cut it because there isn't a lot of roots in here. And the last thing I want is this root dying back. I don't think it will, but I don't want to risk it yet. I'd rather have this one a lot stronger up here and then cut it back. Yeah, he's not bad. He's pretty good. He's in a good direction. Yeah, it's all a bit damp in here. As I say, this soil is not for us in the UK. You got less control over water in it. Great if you want to plant something and leave it, not worry about it. But if you want to control the watering, which we obviously want to do, it's important. We need to change the soil. We want to clear out underneath here, clear it all out, not all of it, as much as we can. So I'm doing a lot of videos on these little trees, what I call starter trees, because I thought it'd be good to start from the beginning. See a lot of guys doing stuff on YouTube, and they've been doing it for years, and it's quite nice to revisit trees and watch their progression. And also you can prove that I'm not killing them. or yeah, I may yeah, might have to retract a few videos or clone some trees. Oh dear. Right, there's a root in there, but I've got a feeling he's dead. I think that was that bit that was... No, he's not dead. He's just... Where is he? Can't see. Can't see. He's quite low. So what I might do, and he's at a funny angle. I'll just come in and I'll snip him there. Move them out of the way. Snipping at an angle so the cut's underneath. I don't think... Yeah, he's dead. Dead! He's a goner. Alright, might as well just get rid. Get him out. Don't need him. Yeah, he's dead, he's gone. Right, where's my stick? There it is. So yeah, we just gently. Right, what I want to do is trying to figure out where this root goes. Because what I want to do is try and bring it around. I don't know if there's anything on it. Is it dead? The sun's just come out and it's kind of like blinding me. No, there's roots under it. There's roots under it. So what I'm going to do, I don't want to move it too much. What I'm going to do is just make something up. Wire! Recycled wire. Get a little bit of wire. Improvise. That's what you got to do. You got to improvise. And also I need to tie things around my neck because I keep losing them. Where's my wire cutters? God damn it. So I'm just going to make up a little bit of wire. You see that? And then what I'm going to do is just make something up like that. Right, you see that? And then bend it back. And then bend that back. Yep. So you get like that effect. Right, anyway. Right, you see that? You get that effect. And then we're going to push that between the two roots. And it will prise them apart. I'm just neaten it up. Neaten up the edges. There we go. Right, gently bently. Just stick it in. Damage the little fine roots on the end of that one. What I'm doing is just creating a little bit of space between those roots, like that. See that? Because we'll get soil everywhere. See that? Beautiful. It's a work of art. Yeah. So now effectively, the old sun's come out and it's playing up with the camera. So this root and this root are quite dominant. Obviously this one was next to this one, so I've just pulled it over a little bit, stick it in the middle. right in the middle, but obviously not too much because there's fine roots on the end and I don't want to start ripping them. Some lovely flaring roots that are going to create an absolutely spectacular Navarre. So when I saw this tree, again, I got it from Devon Bonsai. I went down there to get a pot, and I wander around. I love wandering around, looking at the trees. And I saw this little one, and he had loads of them. And this one caught my eye because of that flare, because of that root flare. I just thought, yeah, that's definitely a tree for the future. So that was it. He came home with me. There's a root in there. I'm not sure what it is. I know what it is. It's a root, but whether it's alive or dead, I don't know. Right, I think what we're going to do now is we're just going to get the rinser on it. Nothing high pressured. Just rinse off the bits I've scratched, and then see where we're looking. And then I might just give it a bit of a fluff underneath. Or will I? No, I don't think I will actually. These roots are so fine. Get rid of that, whatever that is. They're so fine. So I want to keep as many as I possibly can, because don't forget, these feeder roots are on the end of these, and you don't know which ones they are unless when you wash the whole soil off. You don't know what roots are on these roots. So at this stage, I think I'm just going to be gentle with it. I mean, it's a good size root bowl anyway. We can contain it. And so I want these to flare out in the training pot. Dead one. Right, so okay, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to get the oils pipe and rinse it, and then I'll come back. Right, wash the roots as much as I want to. I don't want to disturb this really fine roots here, so we're going to leave them. Try not to play around with them too much. I found a pot. I was at the back. I was emptying or cleaning out the drain grate because I clogged it up with loads of soil. And yeah, found this. It's a bit prettier than the other one, but yeah, bonus. I can use the other one for something else. These things are brilliant. In fact, that's why it's got holes in. That's why it's all falling out the bottom. I've put trees in loads of these over the years. So there's a certain time of year coming up when we end up with loads of stuff like that. Don't throw them away. Keep it. Grow trees in it. Good stuff. Right, so I've prepped the pot. I've already put some substrate in the bottom. I'm going to drop the plant over the wires. So I'm going to thread the wires up through, because the drainage holes in this pot were quite close together. So I don't want to be pulling, I don't want to be squeezing all this. I don't want to be doing too much damage. So we'll just drop it in. Oh, I always do one longer than the other when you're doing this. So you can get one in, he says. Get one in. Get in there. There we go. And then you've got room to play around with the other one. Like that. I wonder how long it would take for you to come in. Actually, I might readjust that because that root will get damaged. I'm just being really gently Bentley with these. I don't want to disturb too many roots. There we go. You can just drop them in. Well, right, now don't go scratching around in there. It's not for you, is it? No, it looks inviting. Right, there we go. Can you see that? We can see that. I'm just going to move this soil out of the way because the cat, I know, he's just going to dive into it and flick it everywhere. Right, let's give it a bit of a jiggle. Let it settle down. Jiggle wiggle. Oh, I lost me separator on the root. Let's put that back in position. Actually, it's come away naturally where I've cleaned up the roots. Get them in there like that. That's better. What do you reckon, Waffle? Looks good. Looks good. I've got to stop putting things down because I can't find them. Right, we'll just bring these in. Wire's a bit long. More for the bag. More for the bag. So I'm just checking the cat and turn the camera off. Right, there's a root right there. So I'm just going to be gentle. Doesn't need a lot. It's not a tall tree. That's good. I like it. I like it a lot. Right. Snip him. Get rid of him. I'm not going to fold it down with my fingers because I'll end up damaging that root underneath. Just gently twist him down. Like so. Right. Good stuff. I think we're about there. What I might do is just lean him over because the wire's on the back. I can move it on that position. So what I might do, he's a bit low in the pot. So what I do, what I generally do, grab one of them, we'll put some soil in it. On the side or on the front because I want to lift it up slightly. Put some soil in there. Just tweaking back. And just give it a tap. So the soil goes underneath and then just release and then see how he is. It's good. It's good. It's shifting over a tad. Shift it over a tad. Move that root over. I don't want to damage that one. I mean, this will push out new roots anyway. In the growing season. Now that it's in better soil. So again, I'm using the Pro Mix. Wasn't happy where that was sat. I'm using the Pro Mix. It suits where we are. You see so many videos on soil, but we all live in different areas. We've all got different environments, different weather, different climates, different altitudes. It's all sorts to consider. So it's whatever suits you. So the best thing to do is ask somebody local how they grow theirs. Other than that, which I've done for years, trial and error. Trial and error. Right, what I'm going to do, normally when I pot something up and it's this stage in its life, or the roots rather, I don't get the old chopstick and start giving it all that. You've probably noticed a few of my videos I haven't done that. A couple of the succulents I didn't do that, because I find that you can damage the roots. You go to all the effort of being gentle, getting it in a pot, putting soil in it, and then all of a sudden you start stabbing it. Not good. So what I normally do is I put it in and then I just take it outside and water it. Keep watering it. A little bit of pressure, just a little bit of flow, so out of a hose pipe, but turn right down. And then what happens is the water naturally pushes all the substrate between the roots, in theory, and then therefore you don't damage anything. Just evenly disperse it over the top. Give it a bit of that. I tend not to tap it too much, although here we are, we're tapping away, because what happens is all the big substrate comes to the top, which is not what you want. You want the bigger stuff at the bottom for drainage. Right, I'm going to give that a water in, rinse the soil down through in between all the roots, and then just put a dressing on the top. Right, okay, back in a minute. Right, I've just sieved out some finer soil. And I'm just going to bank it up. We do want to encourage new roots to grow in between these bigger ones. Made a right mess today. It's the only thing when you're taking trees out of actual soil compost. Messy. Gets everywhere. But I don't care. I live on my own, so nobody moans. Right. A few pine needles in there. That won't hurt. Like a few pine needles. So the soil washed in really well, and also there was a fair bit of dust that came out. As I say, it was recycled soil. I did rinse it and sieve it, but you got to do it several times really. Just get him out. Come here. Right, I'm going to leave him like that because there's a root coming down here which I want to keep protected. So he's quite interesting already. As I say, once it all establishes again, I can take back the soil and slowly start exposing that nabari. What's that beeping? Something's beeping at me. think it's a tumble dryer. Right. Evenly disperse. I'm being gentle because the idea in a minute I'm going to mist the top. Not going to water it because I'll just dislodge what I've just done. I'll mist it, and then I'm going to put some moss on there, just to protect the roots really, because there's a couple of roots that I really want to keep and they are quite close to the surface. I think this pot went quite well. Went to all that effort of prepping a training pot. Oh, yeah. I'll use it on something else. I've got another Mugo to do. That might go in there. I didn't get fed up with doing pines, but God, how many have I done? I must have done 20, say 20, probably a little bit, well, it's probably more than 20 I've done in the last month. So I like a bit of variation. I did one yesterday actually on the Parviflora. Right, pretty good, I think. I think it's pretty good. Should we zoom out? Yeah, it's going to have a nice flow. So yeah, you see what I was saying about that that root at the beginning of the video. That there showing, but that's separating those two roots. So you got that one coming here and this big one. So like the moss will hide that. But yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. It's more to scale now. You can introduce more taper to it. Yeah, like it. Right, I'll have another tidy up. The clean ship's a happy ship. It's looking good. You can see the shape of the final Nabari. I think it's going to be an absolutely fantastic tree. Where's my stick? Here it is. So this side is a lovely root coming down here, so it'll balance it out. This one I would have liked to have brought down level with this one here. It's under the soil. But because of that sharp angle, it was coming down. That's a cat. I had to leave it in this position. I'm going to wait until that other root that comes off of it, the little one, he fattens up a bit. You're in the way. It's because I've got a stick. You think he's playing with it. Yeah, once that fattens up, I'll chop the bottom of that one off, and then I can pull that root down a little bit lower, and then bring this one up, so they're on the same level. And say, I think it looks quite nice. Ah, it's my hand. Cat's attacking me because I've got this stick. Well, that sticks. Right, yeah, so it's looking good. It is looking good. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to give it a quick prune, and then that's it. Job done. Oh, we might put a bit of moss on it and make it look pretty. Scissors. I just cleaned everything, so everything's moved. There was soil everywhere, to be fair. Horrible peaty black soil. Not sure at this top one. I think he's going to have to go. I don't think we need him. He's gone. He's a goner. This one we're just going to take it back to the first two buds, which is there. These scissors are wet. Let's use these. I don't think I'm going to do a lot with this one apart from take it back to the buds. Again, back to the buds. These don't die back that bad, but they're tiny. These don't die back, I've found. They're not like a maple where you as soon as you trim them, you got to leave a little bit on because you do get a little bit of die back. They seem to heal very well. Sorry, the cat's just like moved in. Okay, I'm going to shorten these back to 2. There's a centre one. Really fiddly. Take him off there. And this, there we go. Cat's found something to play with. So you look in here, I've got 3. I've got a middle one. Rip that leaf off. Got 1 here, 1 here. I'm going to get rid of this middle one. Don't want it, don't need it. And it wafts. Gone. There we go. That is all we're going to do. So there ain't a lot left, but this one will, better angle, this one's naturally going down. This one, as soon as, I mean there are buds here, here and here, but these don't look very strong at the minute. So I'm going to wait until it strengthens up, and then I'll take it back to here. So we have almost like a mini apex. So we can start layering this branch. This will be the apex. This one, I'll bend it. Might get growth coming this way. So the apex will be kind of here. And then we can have this one to balance it out. A nice sweeping branch. So effectively there will be only apex, 1 branch. But you've got to bear in mind, this is tiny, it's so small. So to layer it and to have lots of branches, it's a bit too much at the minute. There'll be plenty of opportunity in the future because these do back bud quite well. We'll have shoots coming off the trunk, I'm sure of it. So we don't have to worry about that. The main thing is we want this main leading branch to take on and the apex. Other than that, we're not really worried about anything. Put a bit of wound sealant on here. So those 2 are sacrificial. These 2, this one and this one, coming towards you, because really the apex is going to come off of this one. But I'll keep them on to keep the energy flowing, to thicken this up. This is too thin at the minute, much thinner than this. It should be the other way around. The branch should be thinner than the continuation of the trunk. So I'll leave them on to fatten this bit up, and then we'll start dividing things on this side and giving it more of an even spread. Just take that out. Might as well get rid of it now. I won't take it right back. Let's do that. Do it in stages. Stick some gump on it. Lovely. There we go. 1 pomegranate. Looks a bit different. I think what we'll do is we'll put it on top of the boiler outside. So I've got an oil boiler outside, and the top of it, it's a big flat metal surface, and it's constantly warm. It's not hot, it's just warm. So I'll put it on top of that, help protect it, because I think the temperature is going to start dropping soon. I think we've only got probably another month before we start getting frosts. Other than that, then it will just go in the greenhouse. A lot of plants last year I didn't get the opportunity to put them in the greenhouse because it was full of cuttings. I had 120 different juniper cuttings in there, so I had no room. Anyway, waffling on again. There we go. One pomegranate. Thanks for watching.